Hello, boys and girls. Hi. Today we are going to read a new chapter. It's called The Great Upside Down Monkey Circus. Yeah, we're going to be talking about, finally, we're going to be talking about the big monkey cage that Mr. and Mrs. Twit have in their garden. Garden, right? Because it's not really a garden. It's a place full of thorns and nettles and thistles and plants with lots of prickly things, right? Well, right next to the house and the shed, they have a big cage. And in the cage, they have a family of monkeys. Monkeys that come from Africa, the Mugglewumps. And now we're going to find out about what happens to this family. Okay, are you ready? Yes? Wonderful. Now, for the monkeys, the 4 monkeys in the cage in the garden were all one family. They were the Mugglewump and his wife and their 2 small children. But what on earth were Mr. and Mrs. Twit doing with monkeys in their garden? Well, in the old age, a long time ago, they both had worked in a circus as monkey trainers. They used to teach monkeys to do tricks and dress up in human clothes and to smoke pipes and all the rest of that nonsense. Today, although they were retired, Mr. Twit still wanted to train monkeys. It was his dream that one day he would own the first great upside-down monkey circus in the world. That meant that the monkeys had to do everything upside down. They had to dance upside down on their hands with their feet in the air. They had to play football upside down. They had to balance one on top of the other upside down, with Mugglewump at the bottom and the smallest baby monkey at the very top. They even had to eat and drink upside down. And it's not an easy thing to do because the food and the water has to go up your throat instead of down. In fact, it is almost impossible. But the monkeys simply had to do it. Otherwise, they got nothing. All of this sounds pretty silly, doesn't it? Pretty silly to you and to me. It sounded pretty silly to the monkeys too. They absolutely hated having to do this upside down nonsense day after day. It made them giddy, standing on their heads for hours on end. Sometimes the 2 small monkey children would faint. They would faint with so much blood going to their heads. But Mr. Twit didn't care. He didn't care about that. He kept them practicing for 6 hours every day. And if they didn't do as they were told, Mrs. Twit would soon come running with her beastly stick and hit them.
Hey, you monkeys, get up! Get upside down, now, one on top of the other. Hurry up, or I'm going to start hitting you with my stick. Come on, get in your positions.
This chapter is called The Roly-Poly Bird to the Rescue. Mugglewump and his family longed to escape from the cage in Mr. Twits' garden and go back to the African jungle where they came from. So they are from Africa. They were They were kidnapped from Africa, right? And they were taken to the circus to work. And now they really wanted to escape from Mr. Twits' garden. And because they hated Mr. Twit and Mrs. Twit for making their lives so miserable. They also hated them for doing what they did to the birds every Tuesday and Wednesdays. They would yell at the birds, "Fly away, little birds, fly away!" They would jump on the pole that they had in their cage. They would go, they would jump up and down and try to warn the little birds to go away. They would start waving their arms, and they would try to say, "Don't sit on the big dead tree, don't sit on the big dead tree. It's full of glue. It has been smeared all over with sticky glue. Go sit anywhere else. Sit somewhere else. Please don't sit on that tree." But all of the birds were English birds. And Mugglewump and his family spoke African language. So the birds did not understand Mugglewump and his family. Okay? So they looked at the monkeys and they just saw them going, but they didn't understand what they were saying. So they didn't pay attention to them, right? And they kept on using the big dead tree. And then they got caught for Mrs. Twits' bird pie. Then one day, something incredible happened. A truly magnificent bird flew down from the sky and landed on the cage. "Good heavens!" cried the monkeys all together. "It's a roly-poly bird! What on earth are you doing over here in England?" they said. "A roly-poly bird." You know, roly-poly birds are from Africa. So the monkeys recognized the roly-poly bird from Africa, and they were like so excited because it's like they saw a friend from where they used to live, right? And they're like, "Oh, hi, hello, friend!" Something that is familiar to them, right? And the roly-poly bird could understand them. And the roly-poly bird said, "Ooh, hello! I came for a vacation, for a holiday," said the roly-poly bird. "I love to travel." He fluffed his feathers, and they were so marvelous. They were different colors, all different colors. He said, "You know, for most people, flying away on holiday is very expensive. But for me, I can fly anywhere in the world for nothing." "Do you know how to talk to the English birds?" said the Mugglewump. "Oh, of course! Of course I know," said the roly-poly bird. It's no good going to a country and not knowing the language. Then we must hurry, said Mugglewump. Today is Tuesday, and over there you can already see the revolting Mr. Twit up the ladder, painting with sticky glue on all the branches of the dead tree. This evening, when the birds come to roost to sleep, before they come, you must warn them not to perch on the tree, not to sit on the tree, or else they will be made into bird pie. That evening, that night, the roly-poly bird flew around and around in circles around the dead big tree, singing, "There's sticky, sticky stuff all over the tree. There's sticky, sticky stuff all over the tree. If you land in the branches, you'll never be free. If you land in the branches, you'll never get free. So fly away, stay up high, or you will finish in tomorrow in a hot bird pie." OMG! The little birds listened to what the roly-poly bird was singing, and they understood because the roly-poly bird was singing to them in English. So they were able to understand what roly-poly was saying. Okay? So, let's see what's gonna happen. The next chapter is called No Bird Pie for Mr. Twit. No bird pie for Mr. Twit. The next morning, when Mr. Twit came out with his huge basket to snatch the little birdies and put them from the big tree into the basket, there wasn't a single bird on the tree. They were all sitting on top of the monkey cage. The roly-poly bird was also sitting on the monkey cage. The roly-poly bird was sitting on the monkey cage, and the Mugglewump and his family were inside the cage, and the whole lot of them were laughing at Mr. Twit. Imagine this. All the little birdies are sitting on the cage. The big roly-poly bird is sitting on the cage. The monkeys are inside the cage looking at Mr. Twit. Mr. Twit has this huge basket. He's very, very angry. He's furious. There are no birds on the dead tree. There is no food for him. And all these little birds are starting to go. They're starting to laugh, but like birds, right? They're going like birds, making all these tweet, 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 tweet sounds, laughing at Mr. Twit. And Mr. Twit is red, blue, purple, black. Okay, boys and girls, we will have to wait to see what happens next. What is Mr. Twit going to do? Is he just going to stay and wait and have to go to the supermarket to buy something else to eat? Or will he try something different? What do you think will happen? Do you think Mr. Twit is going to do something different? Do you think he's going to put glue somewhere else? What is he going to do? I don't know. You will have to wait. I love you. Bye. I hope you like these chapters. Bye-bye.